Greetings, everyone. We're live, and today with me, I would pleased to present Liudmyla Lemrini. She works from. She represents actually both sides, and today we're going to talk a lot about this building bridge function, which represents organizations such as Swedish Ukrainian Chamber of Commerce. And I will start from introduction as usually. My name is Irina Minakovska, and today I'm running a podcast which is a part of the series of podcasts dedicated to Future of Ukraine Summit, which is going to be held in Stockholm on February 15, 16, actually in 2 weeks, so you can still secure your spots. And I'm very happy and pleased to invite Liudmyla to our discussion. Liudmyla, can you please tell a little bit more about your background, the role which Swedish Ukrainian Chamber of Commerce plays actually in this building bridge between Sweden, Ukraine, and actually help both sides to make more business?
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. And my name is Liudmyla Lemrini. Natively, I'm from Ukraine, from Lugansk. And all my life, I work as a banker in different banks in Ukraine. So I have a large experience about business, how it's function, how it's grow business in Ukraine. So in 2014, I moved to Kyiv after first etap of war, and after Kyiv, I already decided to move to Europe, and from 2018, I already launched the business communication platform, Swedish Ukrainian Chamber of Commerce. So last 4 years, I live in Stockholm and developed this platform, especially like Irina said, we build bridge between Ukrainian and Swedish companies. Our role, I see, is very important in the issue to establish communication between two culture, because it's very important when two sides understand each other in correct way and develop trust, and after this they have successful business. So our mission and our role, especially in this time, to support Ukrainian companies and Ukrainian government organizations, science organization to enter market in Sweden, and opposite side also, especially in issue of rebuilding of Ukraine. Now it's very big demand from both sides how they how businesses can cooperate between each other. So in this case, we are provider, and we are ready to support everyone who see opportunity and perspective to open Ukrainian or Swedish market.
Superb. I think it's very important, especially now when we have this war situation still going on. But it was very important even before this, because a lot of companies, they're trying to access new markets, especially SMB companies. I mean, not like huge giants who can invest a lot in opening new office, hire a lot of staff there. So I would like to start our discussion from like question which I like to ask to everyone. So every country has its own culture, and business culture also varies from country to country. So we all know that European markets are a little bit harder to enter because people there are used to invest more time in relations prior they start business. And I think it's very important because you need to be confident in the person whom you're working with. So in terms of business culture, can you please highlight what are the criticals for Ukrainians to consider while working with Swedish companies, and for Swedish persons, people, businesses to consider while working with Ukraine? Because we're different, and it can create some kind of new beautiful future, but we need to understand each other a little bit better, so we could make no biases, but just to understand, okay, that's how things are working in Ukraine, that's how things are working in Sweden. So basically, how things are working in Ukraine and in Sweden in terms of business.
Yes. I would like to say this is a very important issue, and entrepreneurs, before they want to make some business or enter some market, especially Scandinavian market, they have to study cultural, business culture. I would like to say Scandinavian cultural, it's very strict and very specific in issue of punctuality. Punctuality it's a key to build right communication and have trust. What is mean punctuality for Sweden is respect and time. It's money. So if you cannot came, for example, on the meeting, you have to cancel this meeting before 24 hours, and it's very strict and it's very important for Swedish side. For example, in Ukraine, we are more flexible. For example, we are more easy to communicate, and we don't have so much strict calendar or thin schedule, and we can be we can meet, for example, tomorrow, after tomorrow. In Sweden, it's impossible. You have to make appointment before, maybe 1-2 months before. Sometimes you wait meeting few months because people, for example, November or December, they already full calendar of meeting or their activity. Second one, it's about communication style. Communication style, it's very important because there is taboo topic in Sweden. For example, it's forbidden to speak on the meeting about political, about family issue. So in Ukrainian culture, we can be very flexible in this case, and we can discuss about political situation and about other one issue, and after we go to some special subject. And of course, Swedish culture also very strict in the reading reading issue. For example, now this is my experience. I'm from Ukraine, and when I moved to Sweden, first when I tried to connect some companies, some representative from Swedish business, and for me it's easy to call and to talk, for example, and to propose very simple speech. And in Sweden, it's opposite. They don't use too much phone talk. They use especially email, and they mail each other in any request with special algorithm. Yes, so if you want to touch or you want to make some proposition, first you have to send email, never talk by phone. And many other one simple things. It's different in Ukraine and in Sweden. Influence for communication and to develop of business. We have, for example, few cases when we're like follower how it's developed project between Swedish company and Ukrainian company, because communication issue sometimes it's really make culture crash. It was some project between Ukraine defensive state company and some Swedish innovation company. They create gas turbine innovation, and the technical team from Ukraine, they didn't understand what Swedish part doing, and they say they like from space. And what we have done, of course, recording what Ukrainian side doesn't understand, and Swedish, when they heard, they understood what kind of issue they have to explain for Ukrainian side. After that, it was delegation, Swedish delegation visit Ukraine we have done live meeting and everybody understand each other, and after that they make special contract. Even now they already work and develop this innovation project. So to build right communication, it's very important. And third, also the most important, I would like to say, criteria and different view from Ukrainian and from Swedish side, it's risk. For example, when Swedish businesses plan to develop some project, some innovation project, doesn't matter. They create special time plan, marketing strategy, and it's take long time. So in Ukraine, it's a little bit different way. So we are oriented like Ukrainian to have more fast result. Swedish business, they move step by step and they see result to the end in long perspective, not short perspective. And about risk, when they do all strategy, they understand their risk almost zero. And when they understand it's zero, they start to launch this project and really realize step by step. We have different view how we work with risk management. So we are ready to have high incomes with high risk. Swedish never do it.
I'm just wondering, is gambling popular in Sweden? I mean, betting agencies or whatever. Or it's just like a part of their DNA, so they're very like predictable things. I mean, like this case with risk that you mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah. In Sweden, it's a very developed industry who produce safety production. And when they ask us to enter market, and we say, I don't know how I help you because there is no culture in Ukraine to be safely. Even now in wartime, everyone is brave and they don't need even belt in the cars. So it's little bit different mentality, different culture. I don't want to say it's good or bad. This is just a difference. We live in our systems, and of course, I would like to say very good to exchange the best practice and the best habits what we have.
Yeah, I think it's like any kind of collaboration is about empowerment of each other. So there is something definitely we as Ukrainians can learn from Scandinavian countries and Swedish business culture as an example, and vice versa. There is something like this part of the bravery, not this belt example. Obviously, it's fast and simple is critical, but I mean, like being brave and take a little bit more risk. It's also maybe valuable, especially for startups and innovations, because you can't predict all risk there. It's literally impossible. So, and here we are moving forward to our next question. Actually, you have already told about the role of organizations like yours, like Chamber of Commerce, Swedish Ukrainian. But I would like to underline a couple of things or stress them. So I see that a lot of small, medium businesses, mostly maybe from Ukraine, they're a little bit afraid of joining the effort or participating in like any kind of organization which would represent their on some kind of market. I mean, enter a new market or whatever. But when you're small business, you obviously have very limited resources. You can't open new venue or office. You can't hire 10, 20 people to show that you're really credible, that you have long-term plans on this market. And because these things are very important for any kind of European market, and for Swedish market, especially as far as they told about this credibility and long-term relations. So, I mean, can you please like sum up in terms of your organization as an example, why it's important and how it's basically work and benefits the small medium businesses when you enter new market, why you some kind of partner can help you, and why it's valuable. I mean, basically it's not about, okay, we're paying you success fee. It's a little bit more than this. It's mostly about this relation, representation, credibility, trust. Can you please tell a little bit more about this?
Do you know in Sweden, uh, very appreciate development of entrepreneurship, especially. They have a very strong ground to support small and medium business. They have a lot of state innovation organization, venture capital organization, investment foundation, and other one different research to support and give opportunity to develop entrepreneurs. So I would like to explain how it's work in Sweden, because they have some special system who unites science organization, science park, of course, different institution, foundation, and business together. And for example, if me like new entrepreneurs and I would like to have some support, first where I go
Mhm.
maybe science park or maybe some science institution. Why? If I'm innovator, creator, so I need expertise. But where is all society who support
Mhm.
these things, especially in science park? Because in science park you can find everything. What do you need? And Sweden has more than 160 science park in different sectors of economy. So if you have something special, you can find what you need. This is first. Second one, if you develop business, especially in a standard sector of economic, like agricultural, like
Mhm.
energy, like mining sector, like trade, for example. My advice and my experience also, when you touch sectoral association, they give you all information and all contact what do you need. So for Ukrainian entrepreneurs, especially for small organization and companies, I recommend to unite between each other and present yourself to this association like Ukrainian group who produce and
Mhm.
promote Ukrainian production. It will be work. For example, if some entrepreneurs, only one from Ukraine, touch association or some Swedish company, maybe it's work, maybe it doesn't work. But when you create
It's
group,
also about the risk. I mean, or the risk example you gave, because when it's group, it's less risk than group will fail than one person, or I mean, small company.
yes, of course, because everybody can present themselves. What we are doing now, like Chamber of Commerce here, now we are launching some project. We educate Ukrainian refugees who would like to open business in Sweden, and after that, when they open business in Sweden, we would like engage them in recovery process of Ukraine. What we want to do. Ukrainian entrepreneurs who is in Ukraine, they can make cooperation with Ukrainian refugees entrepreneurs who launch business in Sweden, and they can make very good action in business way. For example, now we launch some program to learn them to write CV, to write cover
Mhm.
letter, to create business plan in Swedish way, and to get some special mentorship from Swedish companies. So 3 months they can learn, they can develop themselves, they study Swedish system, how it function, and they make special network in their sector of economy. So it's very useful when Ukrainian entrepreneurs and Swedish Ukrainian entrepreneurs here in the future exchange this experience and unite each other. And I think it gives very positive result when they start develop this relationship. And Ukrainian entrepreneurs who in Sweden, they can engage themselves in different association, in different institution, in different Swedish company. To contact each other and to develop this business relationship. So I wish it's happened in near future, and I believe in it, and we do everything that has happened.
And thank you for bringing this out. But like smoothly jumping in our next question. It's related to networking actually, and you have already started to answer it a little bit because the example of the program you brought us here today is about networking as well. So you obtain some kind of like critical skills like CV letter, cover letter writing, whatever, but you also obtain network. I mean, people who can be entry point to you and for whom you can also deliver some kind of value, vice versa. So I know that a lot of entrepreneurs or founders of small companies, they don't feel very comfortable on networking. I mean, they don't understand the value of networking. So based on your experience, you have moved from Ukraine to Sweden, you have established your own company, and you have learned new language. I think it all sounds like a very complicated and challenging stuff to do. So for people, for like your example, I think networking helps a lot to you and the participants or members of Swedish Ukrainian Chamber of Commerce. So in terms of this, like why you will advocate or promote networking as a tool for small companies or for companies who are entering the market, what's the value behind it?
Can you repeat about value about?
Oh, sorry, it was too long question. I
Yes,
have this.
I
Yeah,
lost a little
yeah,
bit.
sorry. I mean, so we have small companies or new companies who would like to enter new market, and there are a couple of ways how they obviously can do it. So there is a way for big companies like open new venue, I mean office, hire people, whatever. But there is another way. You use networking. So you come to a new country, you go for some kind of business conference, you talk to people, you find new partners, you find maybe new clients. So can you please tell a little bit how it works in Sweden? Because Ukrainian entrepreneurs and a lot of entrepreneurs, not only Ukrainian, they expect fast result. I mean, I come to this conference and I will obviously have 10 new clients, but it doesn't work like this. So how it basically works in Sweden? I mean, this kind of like business events, network, and this part.
I explain these things because I go through this all of obstacle when you have especially Ukrainian mentality, and I have been also in waiting in fast result. But when I moved to Sweden, for example, I met one woman, and I would like at that time to launch export-import operation, and I research market. And when I arrived, it was summer. In Sweden, this is also about culture and about some special things what you have to understand where you open market and what you shall do. And this woman said me, Mila, stop, please, because now it's summer, nobody work, everybody in vacation, so it's time not for business. So if you want to launch some action or some project, you have to think and move in September. So, and I say to her, how it's impossible work right now, nobody responds, nobody write to you. So any conference, any events, nothing, you cannot do nothing. And after time, of course, I understand there is Swedish system. There is some period when you work, when you have rest, and it's must have in this country. And when you plan your activity, and if you want to promote your business, so you have to see calendar when it's event, conference, for example, autumn, winter, and spring. Very seldom conference take part in June. It's very seldom, but sometimes it's happened. So summertime, don't plan nothing. So if you want to start from September. And I would like to remark why it's so much important to visit fair, conference, event, because for Swedish people, for Swedish business, it's very important live contact, because first meeting show everything what you have, and you have opportunity to know each other and to present your business, your production. And it's very important to develop after this relationship. In Swedish culture, they never develop a relationship from the first meeting, so they have to understand who you are, not like businessmen or entrepreneurs, like private person. They want to understand what are you doing, what kind of hobby you have, what do you see in future, for example, what kind of interest you have together, and how is developed relationship between Swedish and Ukrainian persons when they communicate and they know each other. After few meetings, after conference, after any events, for example, you can up a topic and really propose to work together in some business project. And after this, it come other one relationship when you already came to the stage of the business. And in the business, it's already other one a little bit rules. For example, if you want to work professional, so every meeting you have to prepare, you must have agenda of meeting, and meeting limited. For example, if you fix it time from 9 to 10, start 9, finish 10. Precise, exactly. So if you have agenda, you follow only agenda. You don't go out from the topic. You don't go too much to the details. You talk and discuss concretic about this proposition. So if we discuss about how it's important to visit like this events, I would like to say it's very important and it's must have, and I recommend everyone, even you don't have now business, you have just business idea, my recommendation in any way to find some research, some ways, some opportunity to visit events and to build a network help you grow, network give you opportunity to realize your business idea.
Thank you for bringing this out, because it's very important, especially now, not only because of the war situation in Ukraine, but because we all need some trust, we all need some credibility. There are a lot of different kind of digital way of communications, but they help little to build trust. Actually, if you don't see the person in person, if you don't communicate, you don't have this feeling that this person is real, it's very hard to start business, especially long-term business, not some small transactional business. I mean, like
Yes,
buying
of course.
t-shirt. Yeah, so it's very important. And we're almost running our 30 minutes live. It was very fast for me. I didn't understood how we spend all this time during this discussion. So the last thing I would like to do on behalf of Liudmyla and myself, to invite everyone to participate Future of Ukraine Summit, which is going to be in Stockholm in Sweden in 2 weeks, February 15-16. You still can secure your ticket. And we expect to have more than 200 people from Swedish and from both sides, from Sweden and from Ukraine. So all of those are working in innovation in tech. And I think it would be field of a lot of interest and discussions on some hot topics like cybersecurity, data, and all of this. So we would be very happy to see some of you who are watching our lives in person during the event. And I'm very happy and pleased, I hope to meet Liudmyla in person as well in 2 weeks. And thank you everyone to joining us, and have a lovely Friday or the rest of the week, and see you on upcoming podcasts. Thank you, Liudmyla, for your participation.
Thank you. Bye.